You've got to take the patience. Scott-a-doodle-doo.
Something you need to understand about my father is that sleep is vital. And the cornerstone to sleep for him is, one of them is the right pillow. Now, many of us have an acceptable range of pillowness. My father's got to have his exact pillow. And he doesn't just use the pillow to sleep, he can use it as a projectile. And what I mean by that, for example, is when my mother would be singing some Anita Baker in the shower and my father's trying to sleep in the morning, he would just throw the pillow at the bathroom door, telling my mother to silence it. But the pillow is so important to him, and to show you this, three things about this. My father, anytime he goes anywhere to spend the night, he will take his pillow, no matter where it is. Number two, my father once, we were getting the floors redone in the house here. So my parents had to sleep in a nearby hotel. And so he couldn't go into the house. He's driving away and he's like, oh, I forgot my pillow. So he goes back, he can't go inside the house. So he sets a ladder up against the side of the house and climbs up to the window. And the second floor was fine. So he reaches in and gets his dear pillow back and comes back down the ladder, and all was well. And then the third thing about pillows was that once he was at a hotel with his pillow. Next day he leaves, drives 4 hours back home, only to realize he forgot his pillow. And so he calls back to the hotel like the next day, and he gets one of the employees on the phone, and he's like, look, I left my pillow there, I was in this room. And the woman was like, no, look, we put all the pillows from the hotel into one closet, so we have no idea what your pillow is. And so my father, undaunted, says, no, look, this is what my pillow's like. And he gives like a full like police report description, like as if his pillow like held up a convenience store. And he gives like the perfect description of it. And the woman was like, all right, whatever. She finds a pillow and she mailed the pillow back to my father, which that's still to this day a much debated issue as to whether this woman actually found my father's pillow, but my father swears it is. But a great little sleep story to my father is my parents were visiting France in the Champagne region known as Epernay, and they find this beautiful hotel, very, very nice, very peaceful, the beautiful stone entrance and this nice gravel patio and these beautiful views of rolling hills. And so they finally go to sleep and everything's quiet and peaceful. And then like 1 in the morning, my father wakes up and he hears this TV just blaring. And so he wakes my mother up and he's like, Ann, you hear that? And you know, my mother was just asleep. She's like, you know, look, Connor, just go back to bed. No, it's fine. And so my father just like, you know, he's like, no, I'm going to make this be quiet. So he gets the phone, calls the front desk, and no one picks up. So he puts the phone down, he hotly storms down. He's just in a shirt and his boxers and bare feet, and he's hotly storming down like, you know, Gene Hackman in Crimson Tide when he's like angrily going through the submarine to regain control of the con. So he goes to the front desk, you know, he checks it out and nobody's at the front desk. So then he goes and he finds some security night watchman person who doesn't speak really any English. And he's trying to explain, you know, look, TV and it's loud. And this person just doesn't understand. And my father's like fed up. He's like, whatever. And he leaves and decides, you know, now most people at this point would just go back to bed and put tissues in their ears. But my father loves to take control of situations. So he decides he's going to just knock on the door. So he goes up to the door of the TV room, and he's bang, bang, bang on the door, opens, and this French person's like all groggy and confused and sees this angry guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, oui, there's a quoi? And so my father's like, TV fini, which loosely translates to TV over. And the guy is like, What? Quoi? Je ne comprends pas. My father was like, TV fiend. And he realized, he looks in, he knocked on the wrong door. And this poor guy just had no TV on in the room. So my father's like, oh, all right, I'm sorry, whatever. And then my father goes to the right door this time, knocks on the door again, and another guy opens up, and he's like, he comes to the door, my father's like, TV Feeny. And he's like, what, quoi? TV Feeny. And finally the guy looks, and he's like, oh, oui, désolé, désolé. And so, stops. My father storms back to his bedroom, and it's just complete victory, and he fell back asleep, and everything was perfect.